Hey guys, Critical Hit Gaming here, and today I'm coming at you with a Paris EX trial guide / walkthrough. Right below me will be the guide walkthrough part. It's going to tell you like thresholds and important things about the trial that you need to keep in mind. Because it's a lot harder if I just say them, you might have to rewind. So it's much easier this way. And I'll also put a good guide in the description if you want to see that on the Brave Frontier subreddit. It's really helpful. If you need extra help, you can go there and it's great. So I'm just going to talk about like my team and stuff, and maybe some thoughts on this trial. So I think the team I took is rather strange, mostly because my lead and friend lead. I didn't take Eldora because, I don't know, I felt like LeBaird as a friend would be better because he gives a lot of health and he has mitigation after you take so much damage. So yeah, I felt like he would be a better friend to take, and he was also going to be the mitigator and the BB on hit, because the way my team was set up, I didn't have either of those. So it's really important to have those. And I also chose Corzan as my leader. I chose Corzan because I didn't want to choose Haley because her leader skill wasn't actually as good for this trial as I first thought it was. I had like 1 or 2 runs with it, and BC resistance in this trial is really strong. So Corzan and LeBaird's leader skill are both like when you take damage, BB gauge goes up. And it's also one of LeBaird's SPB skills. So when you got hit, you gained a lot of BB gauge. The problem is there was a downside of this being that Paris has a lot of single target attacks. So if she didn't attack a certain unit, sometimes the BB gauge wouldn't be filled. But other than that, I actually kind of liked this leader skill combo because one thing I didn't really take notice of when I went in is that Avani gives +1 hit count for normal attacks, and that works really well with Corzan's leader skill, who like boosts attack when BB gauge is full. And I was able to do some pretty good normal attack damage every so often when I did it. It was kind of cool actually. I brought Aurelia. Aurelia is for the HOT and burst heal. Those were very important for this trial because when Paris puts up HC resistance, there's no other way to heal besides burst heal. And HOT is for the DOT because Paris can inflict DOT, Ragon inflicts DOT, and DOT can cause some really unnecessary deaths, so I just want to avoid in general. Aurelia also has the very strong 80% rec, goes to defense, which is very good for making sure you take less damage. Zeruia is for the elements and the HC and BC. Zeruia is just a good unit, so that's why I took her. Avani, I put Avani in everything. She's really good for spark damage and BB support because I didn't have to take like a Roa friend or a Chrome friend or anything like that, or any of those units for leads, because Avani's BB does the same thing, and that allowed me to take a Corzan LeBaird leader skill combo, which is unusual, but I think it worked out pretty well. So Avani's in there, and also when you use her BB and you inflict like weakness or injury, or not injury, but weakness or sickness to Paris, then your normal attacks start to do a lot of damage to her because you have the 140% attack from status ailments, you have your 130% attack from Haley, or 150 from Corzan if you use that, and you also have Corzan's leader skill, so that's a lot of damage. Then I chose to use Haley. Haley's for the BB damage up and attack down, and all stats 130%, so there's no unit that gives like every stat up except for like Nadore, and that's 120% all stats, and she's BB on hit, and that would clash with LeBaird. So that's why I chose Haley. So overall I thought this trial was a pretty good trial. It has some difficult parts, but it's also like really easy to get past. It's not really RNG related, I don't think. Just as long as you count turns and use UBB mitigation when you need to. The only thing about this trial is she hits really hard, which is why you need to take defensive leader skills. Eldora works amazing. LeBaird's a good friend to take. Tridon, Gazia, those are good leader skills. But if you're gonna bring any water unit, you gotta have like an elemental weakness removing sphere, because Paris is thunder and that's a lot of damage you don't want to take. I kind of like when they do trials like this more than the RNG related ones. Like, I feel like Zijing is more RNG related. That's, the global trial. Because, you can have 4 or 5 blighted harvests in a turn, and that's pretty much spells instant death if like a malignant wave happens. It's completely RNG related. And this one, it's just more like counting turns, which is also really good. The trial was overall really fun, and I enjoyed it a lot. So I'm pretty sure that once, like, where I'm at in the video right now is Locke has just been summoned, and I'm pretty sure Locke was just made so that you can keep your BBs up, because he really adds nothing. He's just there. He doesn't do like any damage. He doesn't help Paris at all, honestly, and I guess he's just there to help you, because he was really just a nothing. My other attempts at this, I didn't bring like a burst healer and an HOT. I was using, who was I using? I don't remember who I was using, but I didn't have an HOT or a burst heal, and I got my stuff handed to me because I couldn't heal at all. It was pretty bad. And so that's why Aurelia, I think, is a really good option for this trial. It's been a while since I used her too, so it's pretty cool that I was able to use her for this. I think that's all I have to say on this trial, honestly. So I'm probably just going to let the video run with some music now. You can look at the guide below, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Well, she's about to do Angel Idol, and that's pretty much the last part of the trial is the Angel Idol, so the video is pretty much done anyways. I guess I'll talk about the Sphere. Yeah, the Sphere is pretty good. It's just another EX trial. Sphere, 15% all stats, and has 25% to mitigate damage. So it's a really defensive Sphere, probably good for mitigators. If you're not using like Sacred Crystal or something, which you probably are. So overall, I think that just going with like Sacred Crystal on a mitigator is better. And you know, for other units, I think damage spheres are better unless you really need a certain unit to survive. But her Sphere is still good because 15% all stats on a secondary Sphere, just like all the other EX Spheres, is quite useful. So that about wraps it up for me. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. This was Critical Hit Gaming by YouTube.